Let's go. We're gonna continue. Personal interests. The year is 1143. We are 25. We're approaching death. Let's continue. The last straw has succeeded in covering the entire city of Anisat with its spy network. Denunciations come floating in. New secret arrests are made every day. Stories of people going missing after expressing displeasure with the law become commonplace. The spies survey everyone, including the most powerful people in the city. But you have no time to enjoy your accomplishments. You try to stop your hands from trembling nervously as you stare at Felipe's note. This was bound to happen sooner or later. There's a mole in the last straw. Someone has stolen papers tying your organization to the secret chancery from your personal secret compartment in the print shop. This is oddly surprising. Information that advisor Felipe El Ferro is in cahoots with the enemies of the Empire would be worth a fortune. Whoever this traitor is, their intention is obviously to sell the papers to the highest bidder. If Felipe goes to prison, you will follow him. You need to choose a course of action at once. You reread the last lines of Felipe's letter one more time. Whoever this bastard is smart. I almost admire him. You're in a better position to evaluate the situation than I am right now. Do as you see fit. I expect you to take action immediately. Felipe rarely allows you to act so freely. He may not have a choice this time. A gruff voice snaps you out of your reverie. You look up and see Oliver Moss. Sir Advisor is waiting, boss. You got an answer for him? I mean... Our family wealth is... Yeah, is 8. Oh, personality, we lack 1 as usual. We lack 1 as usual. Fine. The last straw needs to stop all its activity until things settle down. Not the one that I would have chosen, but we always lack 1. We lack 1 scheming for this, we lack 1 diplomacy for this. We're gonna lie low then. There's no other way. The best strategy is to lie low. You will have to put all operations on hold. Even if Felipe's enemies get the compromising materials, they must not be able to corroborate them. Felipe's answer came quickly. If that's the only way, so be it. Do whatever it takes to deal with this as quickly as possible. You give urgent orders to the last straw. All current hideouts must be changed. All documents and other evidence must be disposed of. Anyone who can leave Anisat must do so and stay away until they receive further orders. And most importantly, all contact related to recruitments in progress must be cut off at once. The wait is interminable. You remain idle for months, but eventually it pays off. When the information about Felipe finally comes to light, the overseer commands the prefecture to begin an investigation, but you have covered your tracks well. It's impossible to prove that the advisor of the secret chancery is connected to the unrest in Anisat. You wait several more months to make sure the secret chancery is cleared of suspicion. Only then does Felipe order you to resume operations. You have your hands full now. You need to restore all the connections you have lost. But before you do anything else, you choose a new hiding place for your documents. No one else can know their whereabouts. You cannot allow this to happen again. Unrest -2, it's 2. So unrest, calm down. But do we want unrest or not, right? Spy network -2 is at 6 now. Our people are not everywhere anymore, obviously. Willpower +5. We are prepared for anything. It's at max. Very good. Hand of the Law. This event is a consequence of your previous actions. Conditions met, unrest minus or equal to. Okay. Anisot is quiet. Now that the gendarmes no longer need to spend their time constantly restoring order in the streets, the prefecture has decided to do everything it can to prevent any future unrest. A wave of arrests sweep the city. Gendarmes fill the dungeons with all sorts of people: merchants, artisans, actors, innkeepers. They have all been accused of helping the secret society and plotting a revolt against the Empire. One morning, on your way to the print shop, a grim man bumps into you and slips a note into your pocket. It's from Felipe El Ferro. The hunt for the last straw has begun in earnest. There are some files in the prefecture that could lead the gendarmes to us. These papers must be destroyed. Send a small group there, telling them to sneak in and start a fire. It's a risky move, but we got no time to lose. Do it today. I expect results. Your only chance of infiltrating the prefecture is by distracting the gendarmes. You need to hurry. You call for Alida and Fuad and tell them to gather a crowd. They need to create some kind of small, attention-getting disturbance in front of the prefecture. But who should you entrust the most important job to? But who should you entrust the most important job to? Not to. Take Leon and Jacques. They used to be miners. I recruited them pretty recently. They lost everything they had because of the nobles. This is Alida. Father Fuad. Yeah, they'll be perfect for the job. All they ever talk about is revenge. They're angry, tough, and reliable. Also, they hardly know any of us. That will work in our favor too. You agree. The mission is to sneak into the prefecture, find the files, and burn them while the crowd makes a scene and distracts the gendarme. Good. I'll give them the instructions. We'll start tonight. This is a leader. A few hours later, a disgruntled crowd takes to the streets. They all have family members who were recently arrested by the prefecture. Free our sons! My husband is innocent. Let my brother go. He's no rebel. He's been slandered. While the angry crowd buzzes like a kicked hornet's nest, Leon and Jacques try to break a window and sneak into the building. But one of the gendarmes hears the glass breaking and looks around. Hey, what are you doing there? Get him! This is Captain Leonard. You see Alida's confused face. The crowd she has gathered is loud and angry, but they are not ready to fight the gendarme. No one tries to help Jacques and Leon as the gendarmes arrest them. All you can do is watch as they are taken to the prefecture. The operation is a complete failure. You have to decide on your next course of action right away. The people have been too frightened since the recent wave of arrests began. They obediently accept every decision the authorities make. It will be difficult to persuade them to take the streets. The very existence of the last straw is in jeopardy. The more peaceful the city is, the easier it will be to find you. Right? Do we want arrest or not? You need to find a way to turn today's failure to your own advantage. But how? Ooh. Provoke the people. You accuse the prefect of being in cahoots with the secret chancery in order to provoke public outrage. The prefect. I don't know the prefect, right? Augustine Elborn, wow. Really? Let me see actually something. You start a riot demanding freedom for Jacques and Liang. You order the last straw to lie low and make no attempt to help Jacques and Liang. Yeah, but then what? This must turn to our advantage. I don't think the people would take, you know, he just told me that people are fine with whatever the gendarmes do, right? I'm being too frightened since the recent wave of arrests began. They obediently accept every decision the authorities make. The prefect. This would be, I mean, we also have just another death at our disposal. So, starting a riot, given how riots usually go, that is without death. So if we free the insurgents, that's a riot. I'm a bit afraid of riots since we lost many lives in riots. This is interesting because the prefect, which is the supreme judge, but is it necessary to do something like this? I mean, is Augustine Elborn, which helped us, helped our family, it's a family friend, and he became prefect by virtue of his unimpeachable service and reputation. He also advocates greater liberties and rights for the common estate. So this is a beloved guy, known for his unimpeachable standing, and we would accuse him to be in cahoots with the secret chancery when we are in cahoots with the secret chancery. This would be next level, you know, propaganda, but I don't know. I guess he's too beloved to really this be effective. A riot though. Otherwise, we make no attempt to help Jacques and Liang. I'm fine with this. But they could talk, maybe they could, you know. I'm gonna start a riot, but I'm not sure this is good. Free the insurgents. I'm gonna play this again in Italian. There's no Italian in the game though, so I have to try to find a way. You have to walk through the night. But I'm already searching stuff for this. You have to walk through the night, but by dawn you have a stack of leaflets designed to stir up social unrest. You send a couple of notes to loyal Rastro members, and within a few hours there are leaflets hung up all over the districts of Anisot, where commoners live. Stop the tyranny of the prefecture today, or you could be locked in a cage tomorrow. They arrested the miners today, they'll come for the merchants tomorrow. We can't let them silence us. In light of the increasingly frequent arrests, the people need an example before they will dare to take to the streets, right? This time you will have to lead the protest yourself, right? The protest, right? I'm gonna die again. You start in the morning with a small group of your closest comrades. You march from the furthest outskirts of Anisot, taking time to stop at crossroads and make fiery speeches in front of crowds of pedestrians. The sun has already passed its zenith by the time the growing swelling approaches the noble districts. You have lost your voice from shouting inspirational tirades, but the deed is done. This crowd cannot pass unnoticed. The prefecture will have to listen. The people just needed to see an example. Now they are unstoppable. The citizens of Anisot are sick and tired of keeping their mouths shut. Really? There is shouting in the streets all day long. The roar of the angry crowd, the cries of passers-by who have stumbled into the middle of the fray, the wails of merchants whose shops have been damaged. The people of Anisot are demonstrating the force of their will once again. You return home late at night, completely drained. Father meets you as you enter, livid with rage. You ask him what the matter is. I think I know. Robert, our father. How dare you even ask? Do you know how many notes I've gotten filled with mock pity and my son's participation in these riots? Do you have any idea how many absurd accusations of plotting a revolt I've had to endure? If I weren't a judge at the prefecture, you would have already been thrown in the dungeon. I can understand your compassion for the common folk, but we are bound by noble obligations. You had no right to ignore your family's honor. Did you even think about the consequences your escapade would have for our reputation, Tasto? You lower your head humbly and utter a few words of apology. Father shakes his head in disappointment. Sometimes, son, I feel like all these words are utterly meaningless to you. I feel like you don't give a damn about our family's interests, and that hurts me much more than any mockery. A new day has dawned. By the personal order of Prefect Augustin Elborn, Jacques and Lien are released, see? But it's already too late to stop the disturbances in the city. The riots only intensify. Felipe, our boss. Felipe! Your methods surprised me, but I must admit they were effective. The gendarme will be too preoccupied with dispersing the disgruntled citizens to hunt for the last straw. This suits me just fine. Unrest +2, discontent, there we go. Very good. Now it's at 4, good. Reputation -1. We are at 1, almost disgraced. That's our destiny. Unity -1, it's at 3. Quarrels and feuds, this is family, obviously. Fine. Manipulation +1, I'm a con artist now, aka a streamer. Very good, thank you. Thank you, game, for recognizing my ability. The hunt for Tomas. This event is a consequence of your previous actions. Conditions met, Tomas Guerrero not severed all ties, not exiled, Otton is not dishonored. Ooh. Okay. You are shaving before going into town. You scoop some warm water from the wash basin, I don't know, basin. The morning light reflected in the mirror is blinding. A servant rushes in with an urgent letter, or rather, a crumpled up note. He says it's from a childhood friend of yours. You flinch involuntarily. A nasty cut appears on your cheek. What? Tasto, I'm in trouble. You're the only one who can help me. I already told you about how I got on Commander Otto's bad side. I went against an order of his. Didn't want to squeeze the last penny from an already poor village. This is Thomas Guerrero, obviously. Otto thought me a traitor, and now he's finally found an excuse to take me out. If I don't find a way out of the city, I'll be executed. Wow. I did my best to hide, but Otto's henchmen are on my trail. I'm out of time, Brante. If you can, for the sake of our old friendship, let me out of this mess somehow. If Otto finds me, I'll be off to the Shining Pillar in no time. Your friend, Tomas. What did you do, though? Okay. You crush the note in your hands. A drop of blood runs down your cheek. What? Your old friend is in grave danger. If you don't interfere, Thomas Guerrero is doomed. Don't get involved? No. You petition Archduke Milanidas himself to offer Thomas his protection. Ooh. But Archduke Milanidas is the most powerful guy in town. He's the de facto ruler. He's an Archnian though. Yeah. But Doris Sutton though, he's an Archnian as well. He's the High Commander of the Imperial Legion, so basically this would be like asking the rival of his boss to be a patron of his Tomas. So that's not really a bad idea, but I don't really trust these guys. That's the problem. Exaggerating, of course, it feels that way. Yeah. Yeah, if it's an old PC, it's not that strange. But yeah. I hope you get another one soon. Again, I didn't spend much money on this one, luckily. Yeah. Get Tomas out of the city. You enlist the Lastro spies to help Tomas find refuge away from Anisot. Refuge. You enlist the Lastro spies to help Tomas find refuge away from Anisot. Hide Tomas in the temple? No, I mean, I'm fine protecting him. I guess maybe involving Archduke Milanidas would create enough, more problems in the power balance, but of the province, so that would be good. But I don't really trust these Archnians. El Ferro obviously is not an Archnian. Yeah. But I don't want to involve the last straw. Wow. Tomas is a nobleman. I can't really ask him to change sides though. But this maybe is probably the best for him. I'm gonna ask the Archduke. Crumpling the note in your hand, you pace the room and think. You cannot abandon your friend in his hour of need. But Otton is the High Commander of Magra. Opposing him on your own would be unwise. It's time to call in a favor. It's no secret that Sir Otton is fully devoted to his lord and sovereign Archduke Milanidas. Wait. No. Otton? Otton is the High Commander of the Imperial Legion. No. And Archduke Milanidas is the rival of the Empire, of the Emperor. Yeah. No. One word from the Archduke and Otto will surrender any thought of pursuing some obscure Legion officer. Well, knowing this, I would have chosen the other one. Actually, I could probably reload. But again, well, maybe, let's say this. Let me think about this better. Okay. Okay. It's too late, fine. But Otton is the High Commander of Magra. Opposing him on your own would be unwise. It's time to call in Sever. Fuck. It's no secret that Sir Otton is fully devoted to his Lord and Sovereign Archduke Milanidas. I didn't remember this, but fine. One word from the Archduke and Otton, yeah, will surrender any thought of pursuing some obscure Legion officer. You are no noble, which means that the Archduke will never pay you any mind, but you are fortunate enough to have the right connections. You reach for a quill and compose a petition in defense of Captain Thomas Garrow, an innocent and honest servant of the Empire. Every single word of the petition is carefully chosen. You make no demands and offer nothing that could incriminate Otton directly. This is merely a most humble request, a plea for the Archduke to save the life of a harmless little human. You are confident that the letter will find its way to the Archduke. Your past achievements will see to that. I'm not sure, but still. You spend the next few days in great unease, hoping that Thomas is able to evade Otton's men in the interim. Then finally you have a reply. You receive a note from the Archduke written in indifferent haste. Brante, puny petitions for known entities do not ordinarily deserve even the tiniest moment of my time, but in this case I will be merciful. Sir Otton has been told to hunt other prey for his amusement. As for Thomas Garrow, he shall leave the Legion immediately, never to be seen by His Excellency again. Tarquinius of the Milanidas, Archduke of Magra. You heave a sigh of relief. Otton would never defy his sovereign, the Archduke. Thomas is safe. Well, the Archduke doesn't care. Fine. You set off to find Thomas and bring him the good news. You eventually find the place where your friend has taken shelter, an attic above a shabby inn. You have not seen him for a while, but he looks a decade older already. It pains you to see him so downcast. When you break the news of the Archduke's intervention to Thomas, he looks very conflicted indeed. I know, man. Really? Otton agreed to let me off the hook if I quit the Legion? I can't believe the Arkness even bothered to listen to you. Does that mean I'm finally free from his harassment? Thank you, my friend. You've saved me from true death. I'm not sure about that, Thomas. But if I leave the Legion, right? What will I do then, right? That's the most humiliating thing there is. All the work I put into joining the military will be wasted. I'd have no job, no pay, and I'd never be a nobleman again. You can join us, right, Thomas? I'm sorry, Tasto, I don't mean to seem ungrateful, it's just I gotta think about what to do with my life now. But at least I'll get to live it, and this all thanks to you. I understand, man. Rescued. Safe from the deadly threat, Thomas is about to begin his life anew. Yes. Diplomacy +1, promising. Promising. An urgent deal. It's late. You are preparing to go home when a priest with a long staff walks into the print shop. You recognize him immediately. He's the abbot of the temple at the Silver Tree, the face of the new faith in Anisat. Father Leonard. I must apologize for visiting you at so late an hour. Still, I'm glad you're here, Tasto. I'm Father Leonard. You may have been to a sermon of mine, but I do not believe we have ever spoken in person. I've come to you regarding a rather delicate matter, but I have been made aware that your print shop often deals with matters such as these. I believe you know that Cassius, Magra's current patriarch, has not recognized the new faith. Our numbers are great, but the patriarch thinks we're just another heretical sect. My teacher, Patriarch Fotis, was betrayed and murdered before he could have his doctrine recognized. The light of the new faith struck fear into the hearts of his enemies. But I'm determined to make sure Fotis' teachings get the same recognition and respect in Magra as the teachings of Isatius. 1 month from today, it's an important day for the new faith, the anniversary of Patriarch Fotis' murder. I wish to gather my flock at the place of his true death to address Patriarch Cassius and demand recognition for our faith. If several thousand new believers gather in the city, the Patriarch will have no choice but to heed our call. But, in order to bring all these people to Anisot, I need your help, Brante. I know you can not only print my appeal, but also distribute it throughout the province. In the city of Anisot, the new believers stand firmly united, but our brethren are isolated from one another in the rest of the province, and I have no way of reaching them through the temples. The Inquisition and the priests of the old faith will never let my summons spread throughout Magra, but you can achieve what I cannot. I've written my appeal down for you. Please print it and see that my summons spreads to every corner of Magra. I want every Magran new believer to realize that now it's the time to stand up for our doctrine. I will summon them to the silver tree on the day of Fotis' death. Oh, and yeah, Erwan, if you are still here, se sei ancora qui, sappi che adesso, vabbè, sono stato, spero di poter utilizzare il passato un pochino influenzato per poco tempo, ma dalla prossima settimana comincerò a fare qualcosa in italiano comunque, almeno un'oretta al giorno, un videogioco magari story driven, quindi con una storia. Vedremo. Oh, and I want to remind everybody that if you go on my Twitch page, my profile page, if you go to the video section, you will find the playlists with all the playlists that there are. So if I make a live stream and I do Duolingo, then Words on Stream, then something else, then Brante, I will isolate the Brante part, I will isolate all the video game parts and put it on a playlist, so you don't have to go through 3 hours of Duolingo, skim through 3 hours of Duolingo to find that part. And also you can have all the playlists. So Little Nightmares, for example, very, very good game, very cute game. It's all there. Patriarch Fotis claimed that the truth had revealed itself to Isatius. Oh. And I'm also trying to populate the YouTube channel for the 3rd time. We'll see. Patriarch Fotis claimed that the truth that revealed itself to Isatius is not the only way to serve the twins. The doctrine of the new faith frees its followers from the strict shackles of the lots and teaches them to seek their own path to the peak of the shining pillar. Commoners free from the lots, refusing to do nothing but work and suffer. Lowly peasants claiming the right to rule and wage war. New believers ready to take up arms and fight for their faith. If they receive Father Leonard's summons, they will likely flock to the streets of Anisot. This is what I was thinking, right? This is more unrest for the city, this is more cracks for us. You glance over the handwritten page the abbot has given you. Brothers and sisters who have heard and received the word of Patriarch Fotis as your own new fate, you have been summoned. Come to the place where our teacher's life was tragically cut short on the day of his demise. We will meet there in the shade of the silver tree to honor the memory of Patriarch Fotis and complete his life work. We will make ourselves heard by Patriarch Cassius. We will demand that the Church recognize the new faith as equal to the teachings of Saint Ignatius. We will make camp in the city, and we will not leave until our demands are met. Father Leonard has a great following among the people. His summons could have significant repercussions in Anizot. What should you do? I'm gonna go contact the Inquisition? No. Take advantage of his sermon to recruit people into the last row? No. Report Leonard to Felipe? No. Fulfill his request. You print his appeal and distribute it throughout Magra. Absolutely. What if I contact people again? You accept the abbot's request on one condition. He must let your man speak to his flock before Leonard delivers his sermon. Ooh, this is interesting. Oh yes, this is interesting then. Absolutely, yes. You will help Father Leonard, but only on one condition. The abbot must let your man address the new believers on that day. Leonard hesitates. He's clearly wary of your request, but is also clearly out of options. Very well. You have my word, Tasto. There you go, Father Leonard. All other orders are cancelled. You focus all your efforts on printing Father Leonard's summons. Once the leaflets are done, they are spread throughout the province by people you trust. New believers soon begin to leave small migrant towns and villages and head to Anizot. The city authorities soon take note of the pilgrims arriving in greater numbers every day. 1 week before Patriarch Fotis' memorial, the Anizot shuts its gates. Wow. But the thousands of new believers already inside its walls are outraged, and the gendarmes are forced to reopen the city. The prefecture, the Inquisition, the Legion, none of them are ready to contend with masses of new believers united by a common purpose. This is a very big day, a big chance, I guess. On the day of Patriarch Fotis' death, Father Leonard prepares to address his flock with a sermon at the Silver Tree. Before he does so, however, he keeps his promise and lets your man, Fuad, have the first word. Fuad? For several days you have been preparing a speech for Fuad. Every word has been honed. Not one is to be wasted. You pull up your hood and join the huge crowd that has answered the abbot's call. And now the elderly preacher comes out on the steps of the temple. Fuad addresses the immense crowd with all the might his voice can muster. This is Father Fuad. The new faith has given them the chance to choose their own lots, you say, despite the resistance of the old faith and the entire old world. Those who wish to follow their own path will have to oppose the old ways. It cannot be helped, but they need not fear, because they are not alone. The mob mutters, but it's clear that many of them are weighing Fuad's words. Someone shouts a question. If they chose this path, where should they go? And Fuad responds, the last straw will welcome them with open arms. There we go. Yes, this is what I wanted, to link the new faith to the new world, you know. That's very good. You hear harsh shouts behind your back. The gendarmes use clubs to make their way through the crowd to the steps of the temple. You give Fuad a signal. Time to run. No, a signal. I don't know. The old preacher quickly disappears in the back streets of the temple district. Father Leonard starts his sermon, but the new believers, excited and confused by Fuad's speech, barely listen. There we go. We hijacked it. The struggle against the patriarch barely interests them now. Many of them have begun to dream of a new and better goal. The abbot's plan for Patriarch Fotis' memorial is ruined. The flock has assembled in the city, but the throng of new believers are not united. Some leave the city soon afterwards. Others, however, linger in the streets. This mysterious last straw is the only thing the faithful are talking about. I remember all their faces, then send them to Alida to make sure they share our goals. If she says they pass muster, I speak to them myself and let me tell you, friend, there are even priests among them. Very good. Unfortunately, the fact that your print shop was connected to the gathering of the new faith cannot be concealed for long. Well, that's obvious. That was always the case. As a consequence, your family falls out of favor with the noble gentry, who all respect the teachings of his Athius. But you pay no attention to the accusations. The identity of the strange rebellious preacher was never discovered, after all. Oh, really? Lena will never reveal your identity. Of that you can be certain. Really. His intentions may be different from yours, but you know that he wants a revolt no less than you. Your words clearly hit home with him. Very good then. If that's why, very good. Unrest is +1. There we go. We're marching through the readiness for struggle, the riots and mayhem again, and our people are everywhere again. But it's still not a strong foundation for a full-scale riot or something. Reputation is disgraced, fine. Our family. Eloquence +1. I'm a silver tongue. I'm a silver tongue. Ladies, I got a silver tongue. Willpower -5. This is all exhausting, right? But we're still prepared for anything. We're feeling quite good. Still, I mean, the mark of dishonor. This event is a consequence of your previous actions. Conditions met, reputation is equal to 0, and the family hasn't fallen apart yet. Yet, I would say. Recent events have dealt a crushing blow to the reputation of the Brante family. You have slipped into the realm of infamy and disgrace. So far, the noble families of the city have patiently endured your transgressions, but now you have lost face in their eyes. Oh, in English as well you say to lose the face. I see. Noble society is eager to bring your every dusty scandal back into the light. Old offenses, ancient grievances, and naturally, father's marriage to Lydia Brante and Gloria's ignoble origins. And they have surely not forgotten that the sons of Robert and Lydia Brante, Tasto and Nathan were born out of wedlock. Really? I am born out of wedlock? What are you talking about? I'm the son of Robert and Lydia. I wasn't born out of wedlock. None of the nobles will ever say this to your face, of course. Their behavior will seem perfectly ordinary on the surface. But no matter where you go now, you will be followed by scornful glances and dismissive whispers. We have to accept this and humbly bear this burden. All hope of being a noble by the sword is lost. No matter what we do to restore our name, we will never wash away this mark of dishonor. This is our father, Robert Brante, speaking. Relations -1, indifference. should be worse, actually. Wealth -1, affluence, I don't know, affluence. We are at 7. Quarrels and feuds in the family, as usual. Branded by dishonor, the event has happened. The Brante name is dragged through the dirt, never to recover. Okay. I don't care. Personally. The lesser evil. How many events? Wow. This event is a consequence of your previous actions. Conditions met, Gloria, secret plot. What? You have a secret plot with Gloria? About what? Let's take a moment here. Secret plot. To make Gloria a true Brante regardless of what Stefan thinks. I mean, Gloria, do you still want to be a Brante? A year has passed since the day Gloria asked for your protection. You have brought up her lowly position several times in conversations with Father, but every time his face darkens and he asks you to stop. You can feel Stefan's influence behind these refusals. Your only option is to wait for something to change. Meanwhile, emotions are running high in the family. Gloria disappears for days at a time. She is often seen in the company of young citizens of low estate. Father constantly lectures Gloria, telling her that her friends and libertines and troublemakers and connections like these will be her downfall. Your sister obediently lends an ear to his speeches, then vanishes again. You are relaxing in the bath after a long day. After a long day, when you suddenly hear rapid footsteps in the hallway and Stefan's angry voice. The door to the bathroom bursts open. And this is Stefan. Our older brother, the nobleman. Tasto, get dressed, we're waiting for you in the sitting room, it's urgent. Perplexed, you get out of the tub and make yourself presentable. Father and Stefan are waiting for you in the sitting room. Gloria is huddled in a chair in the corner. Your elder brother swiftly locks the door behind you. This bodes ill. Wow. Stefan. So, I was on my way to a ball at the Laberius mansion. Okay, this is a noble family then. Laberius mansion. I was already on their doorstep when a servant told me that he had been ordered to turn me away. They would not have anything to do with a family whose offspring is a member of a secret society. Father, Tasto, whom do you suppose they meant? Gloria looks at Stefan defiantly, her lips pursed tightly. I mean, if Gloria is in a secret society, I'm not surprised. This is the last straw. Oh, look at the pun, man. Look at the freaking Stefan pun. And they're fine. No, come on, they suck. I mean, the cat ones are very nice. I'm never gonna take them out. But those are the default Twitch ones, right? So, the other ones, maybe Mario is nice. I like Mario, but I don't play XCOM anymore, so that lost its context. The other ones, you know, Sexy Brain, even Voodoo probably don't, you know, you don't understand, right? What they are. It's not really clear. They are too small. Nah. I think they suck. Okay. This is the last straw. You will make pariahs of us all, Gloria. I will not allow you to ruin everything Sir Gregor worked for. Oh, it's so nice to see a grandson taking care of the endeavor of his grandfather, isn't it, Muramatsu? Stefan is nearly screaming, but then he pulls himself together and continues in a more composed manner. I'm afraid Lady Gloria, Lady Gloria cannot remain in this house, but being honorable people, we must provide for their future. Sir José Pelletier is willing to take her as his lawful wife. Gloria, you will be accepted into a household of nobles of the sword. I've been negotiating with your suitor for quite some time. Who gave you the right to decide my fate behind my back? You aren't even the head of this family. Gloria, you must abide by the decisions of your elders. This family has done so much for you already. Now I'm even going to provide you with a good match. But you're acting like a spoiled child. You will be a nobleman's wife, you fool. You'll be able to write your poems. You want for nothing. You'll want for nothing? I don't understand. You'll be able to enjoy your life. Sir Pelletier has been hounding me for a year now. I can't believe he's in love with me. A lowly common girl. Sure, he's easy on the eyes. He's a skilled warrior and a respected nobleman, but he needs a wife to give birth to his heirs, follow him around obediently at social gatherings, and praise his chivalry. Can't you see that I don't belong in his family? No, it's ugly and disgusting. Stefan should go snuggle up to that filth that used to be his grandfather. Calm down, Muramatsu. Can I appreciate the family values, please? Okay? Otherwise, you will always have to rest. Stuff and nonsense. Father, here is a letter to the Pelletier. Sign it as the head of the family. We should invite our future relatives to our house and introduce ourselves to Gloria's future husband and his parents. I hope that Tasto will do his part as well. Well, obviously this is also maybe a chance to have a noble family on our side because we are disgraced now. I mean, they are. I don't particularly care, but yeah. I don't remember where they are. Oh, this. Yeah, we are disgraced, but I mean, our reputation, if it depends also on my actions, we'll never be back. We will always be disgraced. You will want for nothing means you will want not need. Oh, okay. You will want not need anything. It will all be provided for you. Yes, it's an old saying. Yes. Yes. You will want for nothing. Makes sense. Thank you, Muramatsu. Absolutely, you can explain me this stuff in English when I don't get something. I'm very grateful, man. Thank you, yeah. Very true. Okay. Father reluctantly skims the letter and frowns. Stefan, why have you never spoken to me about a matter of such importance? Because it's like his grandfather, right? He thinks his grandfather reincarnated. No match can be made without my consent. Consent. Have I announced my wish for Gloria to be married? Father, she leaves us no choice. You know that we cannot make Gloria Brante, but our family reputation still suffers because of her rebellious ways. Don't you see that this marriage will benefit everyone, right? Obviously. It's a noble family on our side. Gloria springs to her feet, choking with rage. Come on, Gloria. I see you are there lurking, right? Yeah, she's lurking. Come on. Calm down, you two. You'd do anything to prevent me from joining this family. This marriage will bring nothing but sorrow to me and Sir Pelletier. All you ever think about is your own interests. Ah, Stefan. Ingrate. I'm looking out for you, and this is how you repay me? Or would you prefer to be cast out for your disgraceful antics? Father, please sign the letter and free us from this debacle once and for all. Gloria rushes towards you in desperation and clasps your hand. Brother, please, you promised you'd never let them kick me out. Put pressure on Father, right? You force Father to adopt Gloria and keep her in the family. I can force him? How? Ooh. I'm gonna redo this game in Italian, eh? I just need to find a way to translate the stuff because I'm not gonna do it in real time. A choice, run away. I mean, not real choice, right? Unless you have an argument in favor of saying nothing. And so Father and Stefan will decide for her, and we will betray her, obviously. Otherwise, I'm fine with putting pressure on Father. I mean, I don't know how can I, because, you know, the family is disgraced, mostly thanks to me. We have no good relations with anybody, so... But I guess you wouldn't betray Gloria, come on. Put pressure on Father. The Lesser Evil is the name of the chapter, huh? Father hesitates, watching Stefan and Gloria argue, but you are certain that he will most likely take your advice. Pointedly turning away from Stefan, you address your father. What is happening? How has Stefan assumed power in the family? What gives him the right to make decisions about Gloria's future? Yeah, how? That's all fair, but you know. But Father doesn't really care anymore. He saw that the noble thing is impossible now. He gave up. Rage slowly boils in your father's eyes. You zealously add fuel to the fire. Your passionate speech continues. Father made his decision when he accepted Gloria into his home with the mother. It was grandfather who tried to oust them both, to kill them both from his home for the crime of their low birth. The old man may be resting in his tomb, but his machinations have been taken over by his favorite grandson, Stefan. Father has surely had enough of this tyranny under his own roof. He has the right to choose his own family. All this said by us, which ruined the family. Father slams his fist on the table. Stefan instinctively steps back. Gloria gives the head of the house a look full of hope. You are right, Tasto. Enough! I did not earn the noble lot to be ordered around. Stefan, I'm the head of this household. You are not Gregor Brante, and you never will be. He takes the letter to the groom's family and tears it to shreds. Stefan's face grows crimson. He can barely contain his rage. If you cannot keep the family in check and defend our honor, Father, then I will have to do it myself. Stefan's words sent you into a long, vehement speech. How dare he? Father has dedicated his entire life to this family that I ruined. I am the family ruiner. Stefan, stay in your lot. Only he knows what is best for it, right? Good words, Robert. Yeah, right? I mean, how can anybody disgrace this family? Fine. You're right, Tasto. My fear of your grandfather was too strong. But those days are over. Oh gosh, what have we created? Send Stefan to go kiss Gregor's grave since he likes his ways so much. There you go, Muramatsu is back. You are fully healthy. I can see it. Gloria is Lydia's daughter, the daughter of my wife, and she's my daughter as well. Gloria is shaken now. She cannot believe her ears. Father, what are you saying? Come to your senses. Well, this kinda deserves this, though.
Father, what are you saying? Come to your senses. Your dishonor will ruin our entire family.
Father does not dignify Stefan's words with a response. His eyes are fixed solely on Gloria. Dishonor does not frighten me. Gossip does not frighten me. Come to me, my daughter, Gloria Brante. Gloria falls on her adopted father's shoulder, racked by silent tears. Father, You join their embrace. Gloria squeezes your hand in hers, your sister's eyes glimmering with joy and gratitude. The door slams loudly. Stefan rushes down the steps, saddles his horse and his gun. A long time passes before he returns. I don't know how I see a bad moon rising. Okay, so Stefan Brante, relations -2. We are full hostility since quite some time, actually. We are the minimum, bad blood, fine. You defied your elder brother and he now holds a grudge against you. I don't know, I mean, I don't know. Again, he's very similar to our grandfather, so I wouldn't be surprised if he managed to do some harm to us. Also, he killed us once, but I don't know if he knows. Intelligent insults here. I approve. There you go. And obviously +2, but we were instead at the maximum already with Gloria. Your sister was adopted by your father and is now a Brante. Now that we are disgraced. Oh, -2? Distaste? Wow. Now? Why? Unity -2. There's hatred in the family. Really? That's news, huh? Family strife. Again, man, it's full of events today. I mean, will I ever be able to stop? I think this is the 5th or 6th event. This event is a consequence of your previous actions for the 5th time, I think, today. Unity equals to 0, the family falls apart. Not yet, I guess. Not yet. The tension at home has become insufferable. Everyone in your family has been driven to the brink by the unending bickering and fighting. Even the smallest family matter is bound to provoke hours of arguments and a drove of mutual insults. Tonight you can already hear it from the doorstep, screams of fury, shrill sobbing. You watch father run down the stairs. He's absolutely livid. I shouted a bit, I think. Twins, grant me the strength. How am I even supposed to get along with my own family now? Why? What happened? In the house there's me, you, Gloria and mother. I mean, what's the problem? You ask what brought it on this time, but all your question does is draw father's eye upon you. Of course you have no idea what's going on. You're doing nothing, Taston, nothing at all to return peace to this family. You're just fanning the flames. Father stops himself before he can utter another word. He hurries to his study. The door shuts and locks. At last, the house is quiet, but it's far from calm. What happened? He was talking to me and then ran on into his study. He shut the door and locked it. What? And what? Why Stefan? Now -2. What? Lydia +1. Relations -2. What happened? Robert Brante hostility. Nathan, you too -2? Nathan, come on, you're always touring with Nirvana, what do you know? Gloria -2, what happened? What the fuck? Willpower -10. Is this video gamey stuff? 26 years old. What happened? Why Gloria -2? We should be +20 with Gloria. Right, Muramatsu, this is the curse of Stefan. What happened? The Archduke relents. Year 1144. After many years, the simmering, unceasing hostilities between Overseer Gaius Tempest and Archduke Melanidas have finally come to an end. The Archduke has abandoned all attempts to collect additional taxes from the people. Okay, so Gaius Tempest is the Overseer, so he's the Emperor's man. Archduke Melanidas is basically the most powerful guy in town and de facto ruler, while Gaius Tempest is the de jure, or you say de jure, I think in English. Should be de jure, obviously. De jure ruler. So, these are the two guys. The Archduke has abandoned all attempts to collect additional taxes from the people. This is big because up until now there has been double taxation. So people pay tax to the Overseer and the Archduke. Which I don't know how could this go on for so long, actually. This is Archduke Melanidas. They are both Arknian, actually. Huh? I don't think this is secondary, because the main divide is Arknians and humans, right? But then there are feuds inside the Arknians as well. This is important. By my grace, I hereby release the common people of Magra from the Archduke's tax. All hail the dynasty of Melanidas, which has protected you since time immemorial. What is plotting? The farmers and merchants can finally heave a sigh of relief. Unexpectedly, the Archduke soon withdrew from all provincial affairs, sequestering himself in his ancestral castle of Serpenverda. Okay. The gentry who remained loyal to the Archduke are baffled. Has he accepted defeat at the hands of the Overseer? Or is this just an elaborate ruse, right? Something is brewing. Something is brewing. Either way, with the Archduke out of the picture, the senior gentry of Magra have lost some of their influence to the Overseer and this retinue of budding dynasties and nobles of the mantle. The feud between the two Arknian rulers has ended, but the noble estate has been split nonetheless. The common people see this as yet another reason to demand change. I think while we're going through the story, I'm going to look for a vocabulary book to order and supplement my Italian. That's always good, but I guess if you're talking about maybe participating in Italian playthroughs, I would suggest to use the vocabulary maybe after, you know. I would suggest for such a thing to just go with the context, to just try to understand the words that you don't know through context. It's like reading a book, right? You don't have to know the meaning of every word. You can infer the meaning from the context, right? And then maybe directly ask for clarifications if really there's something that's puzzling you out, or you have a hard time grasping on the moment, you know. But try to, you know, if you have to participate in such a thing with me, I would hope, but I think it will be hard. So in general, if you'll ever do anything like this, try to live the language a bit, and then maybe check after with the vocabulary if you know, if you thought were good, you know, if your thoughts were good. Yeah, that would be my suggestion. Or maybe ask directly to the guy, you know. Wealth of Magra +1, misery and devastation, but it's a 3, so it's on the verge of security actually. Power is +1, so is 1, struggle for power. Huh. Seems like things are improving. Okay, this could be the last story for today. Try to infer first? Yes, I can try that. I just don't feel like Duolingo gives me quite enough to live the language, but I will try it and try to use English as scratch when I have to. Yeah, that's also good. If you have to do something like this, right? If you wanna see an Italian gameplay of some sort or some activity live, I would suggest you this also because there will be many words you don't know. You can't possibly keep up with everything you don't know. You'll have to infer stuff, and maybe if some words really makes you curious, maybe you're particularly uncertain, then you check later, and maybe you can also skim through the thing later as well, you know, rewatch it. So yeah, I would suggest something like this. Now that Archduke Milanidas has yielded in his struggle for power, the city of Anisot is enjoying a moment of respite. Respite? But your gut tells you to stay on your guard, absolutely. The powerful Archnian noble has relinquished some of his power, and someone will surely make an attempt to seize it. That would be Felipe. You tell your people to watch the city closely and report anything even slightly suspicious to you right away. At first, they mistake your unease for unfounded paranoia, but your gut feeling soon proves to be true. Late one night, Alida barges into the print shop, clearly excited. Fuad's found something big, this is Alida. You gotta see this. She takes you to the north gate. Fuad, my god, Fuad. You're touring as well, huh? Fuad is waiting for you in a dark back street next to a sizable wooden crate. The old man lifts the heavy lid with a groan. Here, my friend, take a look. You take a step closer and freeze him involuntarily. Alida manages a nervous chuckle. Fuad wipes beads of sweat from his brow. Inside the crate are at least 24 gunpowder muskets, along with bullet pouches full of lead balls. With a couple of kegs of gunpowder, this will be enough to arm a full squad. You cannot help but recall the convicts' revolt in Illyria 3 years ago. Nowadays, anyone even suspected of owning firearms similar to the guns they used is sent to the gallows at once. Where did Fuad find? Right, Fuad? Where did Fuad find all this? The old man lifts a finger, eager to enlighten you. So I was doing my watch, just like you asked, in a nice little place by the gate, and then I see a loaded wagon with 3 sturdy fellows on it. They look every bit like your ordinary workmen, except there's something funny about them. The Archduke Milanidas retreated to prepare a revolt. I mean, something is brewing anyway. This could be related, though. They keep whispering and fidgeting, all odd-like, so I think maybe they're the last straw, right? I wanted to shush them, tell them to calm down, but the twins told me I better wait. And then, bam! They get stopped by a patrol. The gendarmes keep asking them questions. Before you know it, they ask to see what's in the crate. Well, that was that. The youngsters were all over the gendarme before he could blink, and they did a real number on them. I tell you what. The gendarme barely managed to cry for help before they all got knocked out. Then the guys started bickering. They ended up dumping the crate down an alley and scattering. The gendarmes came to us too and stumbled after them. Everybody forgot about the crate. I thought I ought to see what all the fuss was about. When I saw that what was in there, I dragged the crate off to the side and called for you right away. I don't believe this, obviously. This is a very strange thing that happened. Also, I mean, if firearms and this stuff is so valuable, if they got the better of the gendarme, what? You know? I mean, they got knocked out. So then what did you do that for? Then you throw the crate down an alley? No, I don't believe it. Very weird, right? I mean, you fight for it and then just dispose of it? No, you are already doing shady business. No, I don't believe this. This is a trap for us. Fuad is the spy. You give the packing crate a closer look and notice a trademark branded on the side. This is a crate from one of Mayor Egmont's mines. They usually contain silver. Yeah, we know that though. That's no surprise. I mean, we got a deal about it. So, Egmont is smuggling firearms into the city now, and men who know about it are being hunted by the prefecture. They will not be able to hide for long. And once they are finally caught, it will not be long before Felipe hears about these weapons. You stare at the guns, lost in thought. Where did Egmont procure these weapons? Are there more of them stashed throughout the city? You might not have all the answers, but you still have to do something. Oh well, Elberman? If Felipe gets his hands on Egmont, Elverman's plan will fall apart. Remind me of Elverman's plan, because we have plans with everybody. You secretly sided with the magistrate and swore to aid him against his enemies. Did I? Well, you gotta get fucked because... Yeah, I remember you. You are one of the old guys. You want the old ways. We don't. So you are the one that gets fucked. So I'm not gonna inform you for sure. Report this to Felipe. You give him the crate of guns. Be prepared, Muramatsu, to help me at least in the last, probably the last choice of the day. Come on, my number 2. I need you. You give him the crate of guns and track down the man who smuggled it into the city. This is him to Felipe. The crate of guns and track down the man who smuggled it into the city. No, I don't want to pass through Felipe. I'm fine with dropping Elverman. If Felipe gets his hands on Egmont, Elverman's plan will fall apart. Seize the guns for yourself. With the gunpowder, you can use these weapons to arm a squad of the last row members personally loyal to you, which is exactly what I was thinking about. Time to go for a personal militia, time to stray away from the last straw. This is my choice, but I'm gonna hear Mr. Muramatsu. Oh boy. Oy vey. Maybe it's not time yet to go for this. Maybe Felipe would intervene and stop us in a very violent way. I mean, if we go for a personal militia, that's a pretty big signal to the other guys. Otherwise, I mean, we could report it to Felipe. You would die again, I guess. Which is the last time, though. We can die. I genuinely don't know, Tasto. I do feel like we would die again. I mean, have you noticed when the time passes that we are like 26 years old, and in the timeline, which should be our life, we are like here, right? So we're not gonna live forever, I feel. We are gonna like live up until 35 or something. That's at least how the bar of time seems to be spaced, right? So, and I mean, we already collected too many deaths already, so yeah. So you would like report this to Felipe? Even tracking down the man who smuggled it into the city could be interesting. Maybe this would lead us to something bigger. Or maybe we can keep doing business in the shadows. Maybe seizing the guns for ourselves is too much. I'm gonna listen to both you, Slith, and Muramatsu if you have any... I feel like we get betrayed later. I'm actually not sure. Well, that's also the problem. We are dealing with people that are gonna betray us, no problem, right? So that's also one of my thoughts. How much can we still take time from Felipe before he sends us in prison? You know, we should try also to make our moves while trying to stay in the middle of stuff. So I was kind of happy to see this option, because this could be our chance to make a move finally. But maybe this is too much. Obviously, none of us can know what will happen. The point is, do we want to make a move, and such a big move? We're gonna arm ourselves. We don't know how Felipe will take this, probably badly. We don't know. We don't know how much leeway the game will give us, you know. But in these big choices, the choices that I feel can have big implications, I'm fine with listening to you, because again, I'm gonna play this again in Italian, and that will be my story. I'm gonna do whatever the frick I want. So there's no problem, really. And I think both of you, Slith and Muramatsu, are not really for seizing the guns. Muramatsu, you don't have to please me, huh? Tell me what you think. I talked to you. I told you mine. You told me yours. Feel free to tell me the truth, huh? Seizing or not seizing? I'm not gonna inform Everman. So it's either seize or not seize. Seize it is, with the approval of Mr. Muramatsu. As you can see, everybody on screen, he approved. He did indeed approve. Actually, when there's debate, I should show the chat. That's cool. There you go, Muramatsu. It's on record again. Last time you led us to death. What? Seizing the gun it is. We did it. A dangerous haul, by the way. Yes, Muramatsu. Yes. These firearms are incredibly valuable. They ought to be put to good use. That's also another good point. We're not gonna leave them there, obviously, and I'm not gonna give them to Felipe. Come on, let me. No. You tell Fuad to find you a wagon of your own so you can hide the crate somewhere safe. Also, if it was indeed a cover-up story, some bullshit that he told us, we got the bait. We ate the bait, right? We got hooked because we are bringing them home. That could be really a Trojan, right? A Trojan horse. And the gendarmes, they're patrolling the city. They'll be sure to search us if they see us. Let the leader take care of it. A few carefully orchestrated street brawls along your route ought to distract the gendarme long enough for you to pass. Got it. There you go. I trust the leader. I don't really trust Fuad, but many people, you know, we talked with them like a couple of times, like Jean, who even was Jean, Alice, she's dead, I don't remember, Oliver Moss, this should be one of our contacts. We talked with him like 2 times. Fuad, what the fuck? Who is he? Rambling old preacher who joined the last row? Again, we talked like 3 times. I mean, many of these people are not really, I don't really have elements to trust them or not. A few hours later, you reach your safe house. You hide the crate of guns under some sackcloth in the same cave where you keep the gunpowder. With weapons like these, your loyal men will be transformed into a powerful army, but for now, you have to keep them a secret. There we go, I'm very fine with this. You return to the print shop at dawn, tired and aching after a sleepless night. Moss is waiting in your office when you arrive. See, this is the guy. Tired, Brante? Well, no rest for the wicked. Sir Felipe wants to meet you in the Archduke's garden in an hour. See, they are. Don't be late. He ain't in the best of moods. Oh my god. Felipe seldom, if ever, meets with anyone in person. You nod to Moss and send him away, trying to keep your hands from shaking. Try to keep your hands from shaking, Muramatsu. Look at the guy. The guy's about to explode, Muramatsu. Don't worry, my man, don't worry. Sand scrapes beneath your heels. The shade from the trees in the city garden provides barely any respite from the beating sun. There is no one here. Sir Felipe awaits you on a little bench at the far end of a garden path. The advisor is surrounded by a flock of birds. Muttering softly, Felipe feeds them tiny scraps of bread from a small loaf. You take a seat next to him. When Felipe finally speaks to you, you are surprised to hear sincere, friendly warmth in his voice. We are past worried. We are anxious and panicking. Don't worry, Muramatsu. Don't worry. I feel like this particular thing is gonna end well. You know, Tasto, this is Felipe, obviously. Life has taught me an important lesson. When somebody does their job and does it well, that's worthy of respect. But something is brewing, though. Something is brewing, actually. We'll have to catch it in time. When somebody does their job and does it well, that's worthy of respect. It's a shame that doesn't apply to you. You tamp down the rising panic. You cautiously ask what you have done to disappoint Sir Felipe. Mayor Egmont tried to spark an armed uprising right under your nose, you see. His men have been smuggling firearms into the city. He was hoping to arm his miners and send them off to demand justice. Were you aware of this, Brante? Let me take a look at Meyer for a second. Oh, he's arrested? He was hoping to arm. Oh yeah, we had a deal with him. I mean, the friendly warmth in his voice is gone. No, you were not, you tell him, trying to keep your voice steady. Not in the slightest. Felipe seems to believe you. He sneers at your reply. He's not gonna believe us. I know you weren't, but it's your job to be, Brante. You're the ringleader of every riot in the city, are you not? But you didn't catch this, Brante. Egmont would have slipped through our fingers if the gendarmes hadn't reacted in time, and then the twins alone know what he would have done. What do you mean? I got the weapons. What do you mean if the gendarme hadn't reacted? I need a cigarette. I don't even smoke anymore. No. Don't do that. Muramatsu, don't. Leave the cigarettes to me. But now we own Egmont head to toe, thank the twins. I interrogated him myself. When he realized what we were accusing him of, he didn't even try to hide it. He gave up all his men as soon as I pressed the issue. All his men? Like, I wasn't his man, right? We just talked once and I didn't report to you, Felipe. But, you know... That was Muramatsu, Felipe. The panic task, the stress. Come on. It's just a video game, please. Take care of yourself, man. They've been smuggling guns here for several months now, all the way from Illyria. They're stashed all across the city. Even Egmont doesn't know where they all are. Oh, who knows? It won't be easy for my agents to find them all. Even the crate the smugglers brought here last night has disappeared. Oh, really? I see. So you and the last draw need to keep an eye out for those guns. Got it? Got it, Felipe. You avert your gaze and nod. Egmont will hang as soon as our revolt begins. Don't disappoint me again unless you want to swing next to him, Brante. You're only alive as long as you're useful. That's a good reminder. Yeah, I guess I'm better, Carnus, yes. I also started to take some medicine, so... And I bought a game that I really like, so I'm happy. It went on sale finally. Because it's from like 50 years ago, so paying full price for such a game. I waited for like 6 months and today it went on sale, so I bought it. I'm gonna bring it in Italian first and then maybe also in English, why not? It's one of my favorite ones. I never actually finished it. The villain in the game is my favorite one ever. So he stands up, throws the bread on the ground and leaves. The birds in front of the bench tear into the loaf, ripping it to pieces, and the sound of Felipe's cane fades away into the distance. See, that's an image that's, you know, that wants to remind us how it is, this intrigue world. A cold shiver runs down your spine as you watch them. The advisor suspected nothing. I doubt this. No. Yeah, he's arrested. Bye-bye, secret plot. I never intended to go on with the plot. It was just a good occasion to have something for our own. And maybe that led us to this. So maybe, you know, to have the gunpowder for us, and maybe Felipe really doesn't suspect us. I doubt it. So maybe, you know. But now you have even more questions than before. Mayor Egmont is a bold man, but smuggling guns into the city? That is too much even for him. Someone must have put the old man up to it. I mean, the Archduke. The Archduke is boiling something, he's brewing, he's cooking. Can you smell what the Archduke is cooking? That is too much even for him. Someone must have put the old man up to it, and that someone is almost certainly dangerous. You need to stay on your guard. Or maybe it was tricked by Felipe himself, why not? Still, that's very good. -1, 0, struggle for power. Yeah, he went up 1, now he went back 1, it's fine. Oh god. Okay, this is this event. Arsenal, arm the last row forces. That was an achievement. Okay. The event happened, we armed our guys, apparently. Egmont's arrest, yes. Let me see. Year 1144, the industrialist was arrested by the secret chancellery. Yes, that's big. That's all. Oh, okay. We'll end with this then. We'll end with this. Deathbed. Deafening silence fills your home. You are standing by Mother's bedside. So are Father, Gloria, and Nathan. For an entire day, Mother has been feverish, barely conscious. Gloria never leaves her side, not even for a minute. Nathan has even stopped drinking so he can offer your sister his awkward help. Mother's health deteriorated greatly over the past year, and the fighting in the family home has dealt a great blow to her. She has been bedridden for a month. You have been to every doctor and folk healer, but no one can help her. They all tell you the same thing. Lady Lydia's life is in the hands of the twins now. If she passes away, she will not come back. And so you wait by Mother's bed in sorrow, hoping that she will regain consciousness. There's a long silence that no one has the courage to break. Then, at last, you hear Nathan's meek voice. Mother, it's me, Nathan. Can you hear me? Mother suddenly rises on her elbows. She looks around, her eyes unseeing, beads of sweat forming on her pale forehead. My son, where are you? Nathan takes Mother by her thin, emaciated hand. She leans closer to look at him, struggling to recognize his face. Stefan, were you playing with your younger brothers in the garden? You must be already. Come here. You may not be my son, but I care for you as though you were my own. Oh, what a nice, happy family we have. A blessing from the twins. Nathan is unsure what to do or say. Father strokes his wife's hair. His eyes are two orbs of searing, indescribable pain. You're a little confused, Lydia. This is Nathan, and the children are all grown up now, remember? Mother's eyes were bright and alive just now, but the next moment they grow dim again. Her head falls weakly back onto the pillow. You're right, my husband. The children grew up, but I was never able to teach them how to live in peace with each other. I let you down, Robert. You made a mistake when you took me into your home. You saved my daughter and me from a life of poverty, and how did I repay you? Gloria cannot take it anymore. What are you saying, Mother? Don't you dare blame yourself. You did your best. You did all you could. Father looks away, unable to hold back the deluge of tears. Mother's voice, so faint now, calls out to you. Entasto, where is he? With great care you move closer to Mother. You answer quietly. You're here, right by her side. Right, Muramatsu, yes it is. Holy Mother of Sad, this game is one gut punch after another, and many more games like these will come. I think. Tasto, I'm so happy to know you're here. I always knew greatness awaited you ever since you were a little boy. What a shame I won't be there to see it. I couldn't save the Brante family. I will face my punishment and my final judgment. But don't worry, my dears. I'm ready to stand before the twins. Lydia Brante's voice trails off. No longer a voice, just a final whisper of life. Will you accept your mother's death? Or will you find a way to fight for her life? Well, what could I have done? Unite the family? Well, this requires a unity we will never have. Share your strength with Mother. You reinvigorate Mother so she can fight off her illness. Again, there needs to be a unity we will never have. So, there's no choice. Nope. It's just a game, a very, very sad game. Mother is not long for this world, and there's nothing you can do about it. Your heart aches and grows numb as you realize the inevitable. There's nothing you can do to help your dying mother. There's nothing that will give her strength. Your family has grown weak from all the spite and strife that has filled your home. Even now, a mother's deathbed, you can feel the enmity, disappointment and anger driving your family apart. Children, accept this humbly. Her voice trails off, her eyes grow dull, her cold hands release yours, fall onto the bed, and grow still. The last emotion on Mother's face is a sadness born of exhaustion. A scream of despair rips itself out of Gloria's throat. We did this to her. We fought so much that we killed her. Me, Stefan, Tasto. Nathan yelps with grief. He runs away, howling. Father slowly sits and takes his late wife's hands in his. His tears flow no more. His eyes stare far into the distance, empty and bleak. Lydia. You mourn her together but alone. You leave the house to roam the garden, empty and numb. Mother has left this world for the peak of the pillar to face the twins' judgment. She spent all her life preparing to this journey. But now, her mortal life has ended. She is no longer here. Never again will she gather her family at the table. Never again will she offer a word of solace in trying times. Never again will she greet you with her quiet, humble smile. Rip, Mother Brante, respectfully. Yes. You bury your face in your hands. Lydia Brante, your mother, has left this world. Most of all, probably, a quiet member of the family goes off, leaves. This is probably the worst loss, because there are not many quiet members in this family, so that's a balance. The balance gets really screwed, I feel. As a character, I didn't particularly like her, so... Relations money-wise, open hostility with our father, I don't know why. Gloria, I mean, we did everything she wanted her whole life, and now... Fine, it's getting... Nathan, fine, we always sided with Nathan, fine. Lydia Brante succumbed to illness. Your mother passed away after a prolonged illness. Yes. Lydia Brante was our mother. She was a humble commoner from the outskirts of Anisot. Neither her lowly origins nor the fact that your grandfather direly forbade the marriage stopped your father from taking her into his home. Mother's health got noticeably worse during your absence. There it is. Unity -2, there's hatred in the family. Willpower -10. Wow, everything is going to shit suddenly, I don't know why. Mother's demise. The year is 1144. Your mother lost her fight to the severe illness. She will never return from the year after. Another event? Wow, this is for next time, obviously. A broken branch. This event is a consequence of your previous actions. Bad blood with Sir Brante. Is parting ways with the Brante?